Good morning. Today in reading, we are going to look at some stories. Okay, I have a few stories here, and I want you to look at the cover, look at the title, and see if you can figure out what they all have in common. Okay, so here they are. The first book that I'm going to show you here, it's called Franny K. Stein, Mad Scientist by Jim Benton. All right. Lunch walks among us. All right. The next one we have is Bad Kitty Gets a Bath by Nick Bruhl. And then finally, the one that we're reading in class, Dinosaurs Before Dark by Mary Pope Osborne. What do all three of these covers, all three of them, have in common? Look at it, think about it. What do they all have in common? If you said that they all have characters on the front, on the cover, they have characters, some of them have characters in the title itself. Yeah, characters. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be meeting characters. So far we've been going on some adventures in our reading, but now we're going to try and take a close look at the characters. We're going to try and meet them, learn about them, and try to understand them. So what we're going to do, readers, we meet characters along the way. Our job is to learn about the character, about each character, especially the main character. And how can we learn about the character? We can listen to what they say. We can think about what they do. We can wonder who they are, who they spend time with, what they like, what they dislike. These are all ways that the author can teach us about the character that's going to be going on these adventures with us. So we're going to try that now. We're going to try and learn about a character right now. And we are going to read part of Mr. Putter and Tabby Drop the Ball. Okay? So let's take a closer look at this book. Just by looking at the cover, looking at the illustrations, what can we learn about Mr. Putter and Tabby? Well, they're running, they're playing ball, they're trying to catch a baseball. They like doing things together. I don't know about you, but every time I've played baseball, I've never had my pet on my shoulder running with me. So they obviously love each other. They want to spend as much time together as possible. That's what I'm learning here. And you can see in this picture up here, again, they're real close. They're both smiling. So let's learn as much as we can about Mr. Putter and Tabby. Looking here at this picture, it looks like Tabby is a little bit concerned about the ball. I wonder why that is. So Chapter 1, Baseball. Mr. Putter and his fine cat Tabby love to nap in the summertime. They love napping in the garden. They love napping on the porch. They love napping in the car. They are napping everywhere. What do we know about Mr. Putter and Tabby? By the text, we can tell that they love napping. But where do they love napping? In the garden, on the porch. These two places are outside. They must like to spend a lot of time outside. I can tell just by looking at this picture here, these are tomatoes, so they must be pretty good gardeners to have this many tomatoes. I think that's pretty awesome. My question now is, where's Mr. Putter here? They're always together, so where is Mr. Putter in this picture? I'm also noticing his vanity plate He got that license plate specially made for himself, Tabby 2. So he must really love his cat Tabby to have that be his license plate. It seems that we nap all the time, Mr. Putter said to Tabby one day. Tabby was old and her frisky days were over. She loved napping. I think we need a sport, said Mr. Putter. Tabby opened one eye. I wonder why he opened one eye like that. Maybe he's thinking to himself, you're kidding me. A sport. I want a nap. I'm old. My frisky days are over. But also notice they're in a hammock. And I can see trees, which means they're outside. So they do love being outside. Let's continue. I think we need baseball, said Mr. Putter. Tabby opened the other eye. I wonder where my old mitt is, said Mr. Putter. He headed to the basement. Tabby was wide awake now. All right, so what does this tell us? Well, why is he wide awake now? You can see it in the picture too, that he is wide awake. It looks like he is happy. What does this tell us? He's excited about something. What's he excited about? Going to the basement? Maybe he is excited about baseball. Maybe he is excited about doing something with his friend, Mr. Putter. Take a look at the pictures. What else does this tell you? What do you notice? Just by looking at this, I'm noticing that Mr. Putter and Tabby, they've already tried a lot of sports. And I know that when my basement is kind of where I put things that I don't use anymore. Because if I use them, I'd want them to be ready for me to be able to use. I wouldn't want to have to go in the basement every time. So basement is like my storage area. And it kind of looks like the basement is their storage area too. I see a bicycle. They must have tried bike riding, a tennis racket, bowling ball. There's a baseball mitt there. Maybe they already tried baseball. Maybe they liked it. Maybe that's why they want to try it again. Looks like he was building a ship, some roller skates. He was painting. There's a roller and some paint. So it looks like they have tried a lot of things together. Okay? In just those few pages, we learned a lot about Mr. Putter and Tabby. Okay? Let's take a look at that right now. So learning about the character. What do they say? What do they do? What do they like? What do they dislike? Who are they with? We can tell a lot about Mr. Putter and Tabby. Okay? They take naps a lot. A lot. They're always together. What do they like? Well, they like naps. And we think they might have done some other things like bowling or roller skating or tennis or bike riding. So it looks like they like to be outdoors. So we've learned a lot about those two characters, Mr. Putter and Tabby, just by reading and looking at the pictures. And we're trying to find out as much about them as we possibly can. And that's what I want you to do. When you're reading today, look at the characters. Try to learn as much as you can about the characters you read. Because the more you know about them, the better of a relationship you're going to have with them. You're going to start to like them more. And if you like them more, you're going to enjoy reading more as well. So that's what I want you to do today. Get to know the characters that you're reading about. Have fun.